Hey, RosterWatch Nation, Byron here, back at it for you guys at day 2 of Chargers training camp out in Costa Mesa. I got a live scrimmage tomorrow at SoFi Stadium. I'll be attending as well. It's going to be pretty up-tempo, what they call thud pace. They won't be taking people to the ground, but they're going to be hitting tomorrow, and it's going to be a game-like situation, so very, very interested to see that. What stands out so far through 2 days of Chargers training camp? Justin Herbert, absolute stud. Not very many quarterbacks I can think of that I'd rather own in Dynasty than Justin Herbert. He's the real deal. Just came from Jacksonville, as you guys know, where I saw Trevor Lawrence, who's going to be a really nice player himself. But, I think the Jaguars are going to be lucky if Trevor Lawrence turns out to be as good as Justin Herbert. This kid's got a monster arm, just a great build. He's in control, great mobility. Love Justin Herbert. Other big takeaways, this Chargers team is a team that's had the injury bug for many, many years during this time of year, and let's cross our fingers, but right now they're healthy. The other thing that stands out is definitely an improved offensive line here. They've got a couple of good competitions going on, but for the most part, this line is beginning to lock down with some really nice players. The rookie Slater, the veteran Balaga, Lindsley in the middle, and they're having some good position battles there for the last spot or two. That's up in the air. Defense. Chargers defense is stacked. This is that might be my biggest takeaway, is this defense is very, very good. They're definitely ahead of the offense, I'd say, at this point in training camp. They're giving the offense trouble, for sure. Love seeing Derwin James and Chris Harris kind of be multiple at safety and at cornerback. You can clearly, both of those guys can cover a slot. They can both cover a tight end. Asante Samuel Jr., a rookie, starting to show out pretty well. Chenna Nwosu on the edge, guy that we liked from back at the Senior Bowl coming out of USC about 3 or 4 years ago, is starting to really become a burgeoning edge player, and still a very, very good defensive line. So this Chargers defense is good at all levels. And that, along with the improved offensive line and the healthiness, I think kind of like the underpinnings of this team are in the best shape that they've really been in quite some time. And you throw the young head coach, Brandon Staley, on top of that. He gives me serious Sean McVay vibes. I like this guy. We'll see how his performance is during the regular season. But really, really sharp young guy. I can see how the players would really, really like him as well. I think he's definitely fits the mold of the younger Shanahan, McVay type coach that's in vogue right now. And it feels like the Chargers are certainly on the right track. And I guess last but not least, the other things that stand out, definitely a good tight end group with Parham and McKitty and Cook. All these guys are going to play. But I do get the feeling Jared Cook is a nice safety valve option at the tight end position, at least early in the season if we get in a bind in our drafts. He's a guy that I'm going to have to move up on the ultimate draft cheat sheet over at RosterWatch.com, the only draft tool you'll ever need. It's a single sheet of paper that contains everything we know at RosterWatch, including everything that I learned out here on the road at training camps for you guys. In the ultimate draft cheat sheet, one piece of paper at RosterWatch.com. Drafting has never been so easy. An expert quality draft guaranteed. And then last but not least, I did get a chance to ask Brandon Staley if he thinks Mike Williams can finally put it all together this year. I know it's been kind of a bumpy road, and we're going to have to see it to really, really believe it. But I do think, based on what I've seen out here at camp, it looks like he's closed the gap, at least to some extent, with Keenan Allen. Enough that it's peculiar, the difference in their ADPs, meaning that I think there is a sliver of value that Mike Williams offers right now. And Brandon Staley pretty much said as much. He said, look, the difference is this is going to be an offensive scheme that essentially features a guy like Mike Williams. Joe Lombardi coming from New Orleans. He's had, they've had a little bit more focus on getting a player like Mike Williams involved. And then most importantly, he's healthy, which has been kind of a bugaboo for him early in his career, and his chemistry with Justin Herbert going into year 2 could be the thing that makes a difference. So until next time, RosterWatch Nation, be good.